You know what it is.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Let me take away with.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. It's been a while, but we're finally back. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Cole, DC UPenn's finest, and Chris Culture, CB Culture Boy, who dropped 34 in his men's league with the game winner. Had to hit him. Yo, you missing out if you on the podcast. He had to, you know what it is. Stop playing with the kid. Dropping 34 on former D1 athletes like he ain't one himself. But we got another great episode for you guys today. We're going to be talking about the NFC West. 2 weeks ago, we talked about the AFC West. Back to the NFC West. You know, not as glorious as they once were, but we still will be talking about them. But before we get into that, as always, Summits, Plummets. I'm going to start with Chris since he didn't join us last time. Chris, what's a summit and plummet? Honestly, it could be from the last 2 weeks. It don't matter.
Well, my first summit that I didn't have planned was one of the greatest intros I've ever had in my life. So anybody else who intros me to do anything, you have a hard thing to top, first of all. So thanks, Tone, for that. And guess my summit would be the reason why I missed last show was because I was out in Mexico having the time of my life with my old lady. It was so fun. It was a great time. We seen wild animals, raccoons. Didn't know they were in Mexico. I mean, I did not know they were there, but I mean, you know, it was still kind of news to me. But yeah, I had a really, really good time, man. Some well-deserved fun in the sun. It was only like 89 degrees, but the heat index made it feel like it was 98. But I mean, outside of just sweating, it was pretty bearable, I guess you say. But yeah, it's my summer. Just had a really, really good time, man. I'm glad to be back.
You take a shot of the Lobos?
Oh, I did not. I did not. I wish I did. I had the like welcome shot we had was like the warmest Jose Cuervo gold you ever had, which is very on point. So it was very not great, but it was what it was.
Did you
awesome,
see Kevin Durant in Cancun?
I wish I did. I would have told him. Yes, I wish I did see him, but I didn't.
Nah, Chris is one of the biggest KD fans I've seen on Twitter. Not even fan, just like appreciate, because a lot of people are starting to like undermine what Kevin Durant is. But I'll swing it over to Danny. Danny, can we get a summit and a plummet, or one or the other, and then we can run it back? Don't matter. Talk to me.
I'm gonna kick it off. Julio Rodriguez did something that we've never seen before in the home run derby. He hit like 48 home runs in round one. 47, I believe. He's nutty. But he didn't win it, but like he won it in my book.
In my book, he's my king. Who nailed the kid in the face?
That was Vladdy, bro. He's crazy.
Yeah, bro.
He's the one that won it.
That's actually crazy.
That was rough.
Yeah, and apparently that happens like all the time.
I think they're the only him and his dad are the only father-son duo to ever win the home run derby. Pretty cool.
Yes, that is true. That's
really
true.
dope.
No, man. MLB All-Star Weekend. Yeah, man, it's a good time. I don't necessarily know why is their All-Star games on a Tuesday, but okay. Weird things going on in the MLB.
I'll tell you this. Ready?
No, go ahead.
The All-Star game is. I'm gonna do double summit. The All-Star game is in Philly in 2026. So, hey, you got the World Cup and the All-Star game in Philly that year. It's gonna be good news.
Philly is lit. I did not know that for some reason. Man, that's cool.
Turning up.
My summit for this week was Summer League. I've never watched so much Summer League basketball in my life. I don't think I've seen anything that made me absolutely vomit necessarily. I mean, Chris's guy, Keontae George, was awesome. Wemby, bounce back game. Scoot and Amin Thompson had like they both only played one game, but damn it, it was fun while it lasted. Everybody already sees the potential of a Sword Thompson. And they're seeing like, damn, like get him in a real offense with like running with Cade. He'll find him. For some reason, Ivy wasn't finding him like that. And I know he's not necessarily a point guard, but yeah, nonetheless, that's my Summit. I do got a Plummet though. It's the beef on Twitter, man. Like Darrell Revis, Asante Samuel, and Sauce Gardner, they just not getting along. I hate to see all players I really liked growing up just not getting along. And it's because rankings came out. They ranked Gardner at 2 in corners in the league, which I don't think anyone will call absolutely outlandish by any means. He was first team All Pro as a rookie, but people are saying, "Oh, it's just the New York limelight." I'm like, "Are we serious? Like, this kid is no joke." And then CJ Gardner Johnson said that Tariq Woolen was the best rookie corner last year. I'm like, you are telling this to a dude who made first team All Pro. Like Tariq Woolen's great, but the only metric he has Gardner in is interceptions, and I think
speed.
Danny can speed. Ugh. But I don't know if Chris got his Plummet. Danny went double Summit. I went Summit Plummet. Chris, did you have a Plummet or do you want to go double Summit?
What Drake said, life is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly,
exactly.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do double summits. And I think I'm gonna kind of steal a little bit of your tone for the summer league. I'm just happy to see the players that I thought would be good play good. I know it's just summer league. I know it's early, but just seeing those guys that I really thought would be impact players, especially Keontae George, especially Anthony Black, like those two, especially like seeing them do well is really cool to see. I watched Ken Whitmore a little bit today before we hopped on. It was cool to see him like out there by himself, see how he plays. That was pretty awesome. And I think the last part about something I kind of want to talk about is Wemby and Asur. Like I think Wemby's second game is more so how he be. Like I think the first game was a fluke. He's trying to figure it out. I mean, everybody took the quote he said out of context and everything like that. So I was happy to see him do well. And then I love Asur on the Pistons. Like Cade is 6'8", Asur at the small forward. If you play him there, however you put him in there with those other two guards and those two bigs and Duran, Wiseman, or you want to go Duran, Stewart, Wiseman, Stewart, however they want to play it, whenever they play, I'm excited to see that big lineup. It's like the Magic almost, the same type of team, like just big guys who can do a couple things on the court. So that's been cool to see.
Yeah. And we're gonna talk a lot about Summer League later on, but we will get into our NFC West predictions. We're going to start with the San Francisco 49ers, who won the division, made it to the NFC Championship game. Their line is at 11.5 wins. Obviously, the big headline for them heading into next offseason is that who's going to start a quarterback? Reports have been saying maybe Brock Purdy will be ready by week 1. I don't know how much I really believe that. He's not going to have a lot of – I think, maybe they'll hold off for him. Trey has apparently been spiraling upwards. He's kind of just been all over the place. Apparently, at some point, Sam Darnold was better than him, but Danny would know better than anyone that like you can just throw stuff out there to up trade stock and just move the lines essentially. But Danny, I wanted to bring it to you because 11.5 wins is plausible. That is a good line for the Niners. I think they'll get over. Now, if you were Shanahan, what would you roll out? What would you do with the quarterback position?
Yeah, I think the Niners usually cash over with me at quarterback. I don't think it matters who they put at quarterback. Shanahan is a genius. He's going to give the ball to McCaffrey and Debo and Kittle and say, run these motherfuckers over. To be honest, they're each top 10 players in their position. McCaffrey's probably top 5. Kittle's probably top 2. Debo is might be top 10. Probably top 15.
He's a good he's one of the
solid.
Most versatile. He's one of the like maybe 20 like
ready. He's the most unique.
Yeah, we'll say that he's very, very unique. Yes,
he's a unicorn. And that's why Shanahan can do anything with this offense. Give me the over. I'm rolling out Lance, seeing what he can do for at least the first 5 games. If he's not back, I'm gonna say fucking resort to Brock Purdy because the offense is gonna be capped at 12 wins with Purdy, which is fine.
Yeah, I see the vision on that. It's kind of like you could now. Here's the thing: like you could roll out anyone out there and get 12 wins. The only chance I think they have of winning a Super Bowl is rolling out Trey Lance because I think of his ceiling a little differently than the other two, and Darnold and Brock Purdy. Chris, what I wanted to ask you was so Danny, I asked in like a general type of thing. Now, week 1, would you rather roll out Trey Lance, who's essentially hasn't played much football in 2 years, but he does now have a couple of training camps under his belt? Or would you rather go to Purdy, who's shown success, but he's probably not going to have training camp reps? So basically, would you rather roll with what you know with the lack of training camp, or would you rather roll with Trey in hopes of banking on his ceiling?
I think part of my answer is because of what Danny said. I would roll with Trey only for the simple fact that you have playmakers around him. At the least, if you can get them the ball, you should be successful. And I think it gives Trey Lance a chance to kind of unlock the potential that you drafted him for, in my opinion. So I think it's just simple as that. And I think, like I said, DC said, like Debo, Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, they can carry you. And I said with Trey Lance's explosiveness and athleticism that I've seen, and I believe in Trey Lance, so I could be just talking from a fan standpoint, but I want to see him do well too. So I think him out there, especially with 2 training camps under his belt now, like even though he hasn't had a lot of game experience, you'll say, I think he can still make it work. And I think he can be pretty explosive if he can figure it out by week 6 or 7. You can be maybe looking at 13, 14 wins too.
Yeah, I agree. And a lot of people, so the thing with like him and Jordan Love is people are so quick to just say like, oh, these dudes are horrible. You haven't even seen them play. Like you don't know, no one knows anything about these dudes. These are 2 of the more raw prospects who have came into the NFL in the past couple of years. I agree with both of you. I'm looking at over 11.5 wins. I think they're flirting maybe near 13. I'll say 12 though. I will say 12. I think 12 wins for them. Trey Lance will be their guy. He either plays well enough to get himself traded or he plays well enough to remain the starter for the rest of the year. Going on to Seattle Seahawks, we all love Geno Smith. Many times we talked about Geno. Love Geno. 8.5 wins is the line for the Seahawks.
I think they win 12 and win the division, man.
You think so? I would love to hear your reasoning behind it. I'm not downing it. I'm not down. I want to see your vision. I want to see if you have the same as mine.
I'll take their offense over the Niners' offense. I like their 2 running backs are very solid. Their receivers are out of this world. JSN, Lockett, and DK are like arguably the best receiving core in the NFL. And Noah Fant's not a shabby tight end either. Their offense with a experienced head coach in Pete Carroll could legit win the Super Bowl. They need an edge rusher. They need some D-line pieces. Their secondary is becoming the Legion of Boom again after what they've drafted. But the Seattle Seahawks have become the 2013 Seattle Seahawks 10 years later again.
Yeah, and I think something that works, and this is me, by no means am I saying Geno Smith is a better quarterback or was a better quarterback for Seattle, but I think this is the best receiving core Seattle has seen since, like, I don't know, like Steve Largent.
Ever.
Yeah. Like these are 3. I think JSN could be like Pro Bowl level right out the gate. I'm very high on him.
JSN could be like have a better rookie season than Jettis.
And that is a very high bar, but he is that good. He really is. But you have 3 very good receivers, like you said, a very good back. And what I'm gonna bring to Chris is, so Geno led the league in completion percentage, and obviously threw for a bunch of touchdowns, threw for a bunch of yards. Do you think Geno will be able to raise this play even more with the addition of JSN, with the defense beefing up a little bit? Like, what is your ideal season for Geno Smith this year?
I don't know. I think I would say just to steadily improve. I mean, I know he's not a rookie coming out, but I just want to see him build on the success he had last season. And I think what you said is a big part of it. Adding better pieces, same thing I just talked about with Trey Lance. The better pieces around you mean, more times than not, you're going to play better. And I think it takes even more pressure off Geno because now you have another target. You have two backs now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just more and more weapons around to have him be, I won't say comfortable because, I mean, it's football. You're never really comfortable. But to be, like, more secure in a place of, like, I know this is my team. I'm moving forward, and I have my pieces. Like, let's see what we can do. So I think that 8.5 wins is very, very doable. I think they can do 10, 11 wins easy just because I think, and I think, yeah, DC said it. It looked like the Super Bowl team again, like the team that made the Super Bowl. They look enough like it to me, just in a different way. I guess you can have little different type of weapons and things like that, but I like the way they look right now. I'm a big fan of Geno Smith, so him doing well is always going to be good for me. So, yeah, that's kind of my reason behind it. I just think it's just you give him more weapons, more ability to, kind of just settle in and run the offense for real.
I'm going to say name. Yeah. How does Drew Lock feel?
That dude is very, I don't know.
He's probably happy to be there. He's probably just happy to be there.
Yeah, honestly, I would. Kicking it back, Geno Smith, who widely regarded as one of the coolest dudes in the NFL. Maybe Drew Lock could take a page out of Geno's book. The success wasn't necessarily there early. You had to play, a little bit of backup journeyman. I hope things do pan out for Drew Lock, but it probably won't happen in Seattle.
It's not looking too hot so far. Not looking too hot.
Yeah, but he was rapping on the sideline, so he's forever top 5. Me, I'm in my spaceship. That's why I will finesse. But yeah, I agree with everything you guys are saying about the Seahawks. I do think maybe Super Bowl is a bit of a hot take just because I need to see how their run defense develops. That is how they got annihilated they got annihilated by the Niners for the same reason. But I think an underrated aspect in drafting Devin Witherspoon is he is the best run defending corner that I've watched come out of college, to be quite frank. Not only is he absolutely awesome in coverage, not necessarily Christian Gonzalez level of technique, but he's a bat out of hell on every single play possible. So we're all hitting the over. Like, we're all hitting the over on Seattle's wins. I can't believe 8.5 is. I think they have 9 wins last year, but like,
yeah,
hey, I'm high on them. Yeah, and they got better. Like, it is that simple. And Geno, there is nothing more deadly in the NFL than a confident quarterback. Nick Foles, this dude stinks. Not a good quarterback. He got into the playoffs. He got a win. He played okay. Then he gets into the NFC Championship game. All he had to do was just hit a couple. This motherfucker he threw a flea flicker into double coverage into the front. Like, could not have put in a better spot.
I could see it now.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, Geno Smith, NFC Championship game.
Yo, no, let me write that down. I'm not gonna hold you to it, but if it
that's
does
not my prediction, but I could see it happening, man.
But if it does happen, that cements you in my Hall of Fame, personally. Now, I want to move on to the LA Rams because they have a weird line. They're one under the Seahawks, but they are going to have Stafford back, hopefully, for a whole season. They are going to have Cooper Kupp back, who, when healthy, was like on pace to do what he did in 2021 again. So, I'm going to start with Chris. I know this isn't necessarily the Super Bowl team, but what can you expect out of a Rams team when they bare minimum at least have Stafford and Cooper Kupp?
Under 7.5 wins, I can tell you that. I am not a fan of Matt Stafford at all. I never thought Matt Stafford was good, so I have like literally zero belief in Matt Stafford. If it wasn't for Cooper Kupp, I would have negative zero belief in Matt Stafford. Them losing Jalen Ramsey, I think people. I don't think it's been talked about enough. I think Jalen Ramsey's still a really, really good corner in NFL, so I think losing him is going to be difficult. Aaron Donald's only getting a year older, even though he's still incredible. I wouldn't taking away anything from Aaron Donald, but it's just. I don't think they have enough. Like, I just don't think they have enough to really get more. I think 8 would be like a good year for them, in my opinion. Like, just from what I see talent wise, I just don't see a lot of it. And maybe I'm missing it. Maybe I could be looking at it as a casual, but just from what I see, I just don't see it. And I think a lot of times when you don't see wins, in my opinion, you maybe get 2 or 3 wins by having a badass quarterback, like a really good quarterback. I don't think Stafford is that. So I think even if I had them maybe 7 wins. Yeah,
not anymore.
So that's why I think I would go under 8.
All right, Danny, I'm gonna let you go. Essentially,
I
same
agree
question.
with under 8, but it's for a different reason. I think Stafford's still good. I think he's injury prone though. I think Sean McVay is gonna hover them around 8. It's like the Mike Tomlin effect. Like no matter how fucking shitty the Steelers are, they're gonna win 8 or 9 games. That's why the Rams are almost destined to win at least like 6 or 7, and because they did that with like Bryce Perkins at quarterback last year.
I've never heard of Bryce Perkins in my life.
He's a
Hey,
Madden
know what's
legend,
crazy?
man. He's
Know what's the
fast.
craziest thing? He started the Chiefs game, right?
I think so, yeah.
Or he came in during the Chiefs game. And they didn't have a chance to win, but like the Chiefs never pulled away. It was so weird. I do agree with
But
Chris.
Baker Mayfield was on the team though. Like that team last year was
No,
just
no,
a
no,
bunch
no,
of
no, no, no,
random dudes
no,
like put
no, he wasn't.
together.
He got signed the week after, and then he played the Thursday night game. Literally got
Yeah.
signed like less than 48 hours after, and that was the comeback of Baker Mayfield, and that dude stinks. But I kind of
Hey,
agree with both your
starting
points.
quarterback.
Stafford's a little injury prone. I don't think they really got the roster to do it. Sean McVay can have them flirting maybe with 8 wins. I am going to take the under though. Cooper Kupp is awesome, but football is not a game necessarily that I've not seen a dude drag his team to the playoffs single-handedly since like
Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson, like Adrian Peterson in 2012. That Vikings team was so bad. It was so bad. And off
Yeah.
the back of his 2,000 yards, they made it. Kupp, I don't know if he can affect the game that much as a receiver. Like it could be tough.
You can't
But yes,
LeBron ISO ball drag his team to the playoffs, you know?
yeah, but to be quite honest, like it's a different game. Like, however, we've seen it happen before. Derrick Henry has done it before, with a little bit, like of course, an
Bro, don't
amazing
say
offensive line.
yeah, Henry's coaching is phenomenal. His defense is okay every
Yeah,
year. Like
yeah, yeah. So maybe not Henry. Maybe he hasn't had the shoulder, something like that. But we get the gist. Now to a team that we all know is horrible, is in the Caleb
Stinkfest.
Williams sweepstakes, Arizona Cardinals. I'm gonna put Kyler Murray on the thumbnail. Just gonna let you guys know now, but he's probably not even playing this year. They're gonna try, like he'll be good by like what, November. And they're gonna have 10 losses by the time he's like cleared to go. He's not playing. And to be quite honest, it's gonna suck for the Cardinals because they're gonna want to draft Caleb Williams. They're gonna want to trade Kyler. They're gonna have no value. And here's the thing, I'm big on Kyler. When healthy, I do believe he's a top 10 quarterback. But he's had several injuries over the past couple of years. His contract ain't necessarily sexy. And he hasn't played. So nobody's like dying to get Kyler Murray, even though I do believe he's super, super, super phenomenal.
You know who I think
Danny,
actually might hop on the phone in the next offseason looking at Kyler Murray?
I love to hear it. That's the most interesting thing that we could talk about with the Cardinals. Who is willing to trade for Kyler Murray?
You know who would want him, but the Cardinals wouldn't do it? Is the Niners.
If trade didn't like turn out, but
Let's say everything goes awry this year. They don't win. They don't make the NFC Championship game. They're gonna call up the Cardinals and be like, "Yo, can I get Kyler? And I get the number overall pick." And the Niners are gonna be like, "We'll give you some stuff," and the Cardinals are gonna be like hesitant because they don't want to fuck up and give their division rival a phenomenal quarterback, a top 10 quarterback.
well, I will say I think the Cardinals can live with it knowing they're getting Caleb Williams. But
I
yeah,
agree.
I mean, like making trades with your division rival is tough. Like you never really want to do it.
That'd be like the Steelers trading Big Ben to the Ravens. They just wouldn't do it.
Nah, because the Cardinals have no rivals. Like who beefing with the Cardinals? Like this, like in the north,
Buda Baker.
Buda Buda Baker, DeAndre Hopkins was.
The Eagles are now because the turf and Gannon.
Screw them. Oh, it's not. It's not they. Well, low key. You know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. But like the North, everybody beef with each other, and it's reciprocal. Like of the top
Both
15
North.
rivals. Yeah, but you could if like top 15 rivals in the NFL right now, you'll find every single combination of like AFC North team. Like they all just don't like each other. We need that brand of football
I
back.
kind of like the Browns. We beat them every time.
free wins, except for that one time they 28 and Ojo in the first quarter of the playoffs, and the snap went over Big
We
Ben's
came
head.
back and almost won. We almost won. It was crazy.
Yeah, Big Ben threw like 70 passes.
I think he had
I remember that game.
passes. He had the 68 passes, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I think he's like 500 yards of that game in the air. It was like one of like 3 playoff games all time to be at 500 yards. Tom Brady was the other one.
Crazy.
Also lost.
I apologize to any Cardinals fans because like there really is nothing to talk about this team. Like Buda Baker wants out, DeAndre Hopkins left. You gonna be rolling out Colt McCoy for half the season or so, probably your whole season because the tankathon is on. I'm sorry.
I think Colt McCoy retired.
He did? Oh man, who are they running out?
Let you know in a second.
Arizona Cardinals QB depth chart. No, screw it. Roll out Clayton Tune.
No,
I'm in.
He didn't. I don't think he retired.
Let's roll out. Screw it. Just roll out Clayton Tune. Let's do it. I know Parker would love that. Roll out Clayton Tune, man. Let's do it. Houston legend.
He considered retirement. Sorry.
Why is he considering retiring?
He's 36.
Come on, man.
All right. I don't think we have anything else to talk about this abysmal team.
Let's move on.
Gannon's going to get them like 3 wins because he can't fucking scheme up any defense anyway. So,
yeah, let's just move on to the summer league. Chris, I was gonna start with Wemby. We got to talk about Brandon Miller. I'm not one to overreact. The summer league, the dude's been shooting terribly, but what are you holding these performances necessarily against him? Is it his style of play that is not working out, or like, do you think like we just gotta put him next to LaMelo Ball, then we can figure out what he is?
Yeah, and all trolling aside, like I troll a lot on Twitter just because it's just fun. I like seeing reactions. Like in real life, I understand what summer league is, and all basketball fans should just understand this. Summer league, when you have a top 2 pick, or you have a second-year player, or a guy that's you're going to be one of your rookies you want to play, what you have them doing in summer league is all the things they need to work on. That's why you have Brandon Miller handling the ball so much, trying to play making all these mistakes on defense. Like it's by design, not for him to be bad, but to put him in those spots to where he's uncomfortable and to have like some issues. My problem with Brandon Miller is the thing that he's supposed to be good at, he hasn't shown to be good at yet. Shot creation and being able to shoot the long ball. Now, he had one game where he shot it pretty well, but outside of that, like his scoring and stuff.
He looks athletic a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, he thinks he's supposed to be good at, he hasn't been good at outside of like being an athlete, like, and being able to bother shots at the rim, like with his height and his athleticism, and also being able to just get to the rim. Like, getting to the rim is one big part of it. So I think one other piece is just, it's summer league, so you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt. Like, if you watch Cam Whitmore today, they had him doing pick and roll ball handling and DHOs. Like, he's not going to do that when they have Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. and those other
Draymond
guys
did that in the summer league.
Right, but that's because he was going to do it. Then, like, a team like the Rockets is trying to figure out what they have in Cam Whitmore outside of what they know, so they're going to put him in uncomfortable positions. So I think some leagues weird, like even for Wemby, if you look at the first game compared to second game he was in more spots he's probably going to be in during regular season time because that was his last game playing. The first game they were just kind of letting him figure it out, like how are you going to play with other good players or other players we deem good summer league wise. So I think it's going to be just a big learning curve for a lot of these guys. And remember, a lot of these dudes are not 18, they're 19 going on 20 barely. They really just now getting away from playing some college teams where you can have a guy you can pick on to playing against guys who are all trying to be in the NBA, so the NBA size, athleticism, ability, all those things kind of catch up. So I think it was a rough start for Brandon Miller, but I think he'll be better. I do still think they should have picked Scoot though.
I got one thing to say about the summer league. Celtics legend Jordan Walsh, he has a horrible 2K face scan.
I told Tone about Jordan Walsh. I told him on this show. Jordan
Walsh. Have you seen his 2K face scan?
Bro, he looks
horrible. It's rough, very rough.
He looks like he's like a murderer, like in a horror movie.
He does look like that in general. But I wanted to get to play. We could troll a little bit. Who's some? It could. Either of y'all can answer this. I just want to troll a little bit. Who's some guys who are watching their summer league team play knowing damn well they should get in that locker room, get some sneaks on, and get out there.
Furkan Korkmaz.
What? He's still on the team?
Yes, he signed. He's still in the Sixers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And B got to get out there.
Jaden Springer, he didn't play in I think 2 of the games for the Sixers.
I don't like him.
Oh well, you heard it from DC first. I thought Jaden Springer was good in college. He was good in college. He's not an NBA player, I don't think. But he was
Hell no, bro. Like all these Sixers fans are like, we're gonna throw him in for Dame, and I'm like, bro, who is Jaden Springer? I don't remember you getting on our team.
They're gonna throw him right back out.
No. Oh yeah, ESPN just reported Dame to Heat talks have stalled. There's been no progress. Just wanted to throw that out there.
So, the Blazers GM said it might take 4 or 5 months. It's cooked. It's gonna be a Le'Veon situation.
Ozzy Abaji from the Jazz, there's no way he should be sitting out some of these games. No way. He should be playing every time. He is Isaac Okoro all over again. Bad.
Players I can think of that got no business sitting out. A couple guys. Killian Hayes.
He needs to be 100%.
Killian Hayes got to be out there. He's got to be getting some good bump. Peyton Pritchard should probably be out there getting some good bump. And he good. Like, I'm not trying to, but like, you need.
Malachi Flynn should be out there 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, he may be starting. They said Schroeder. Never mind.
Now that we talked about some players who should probably be out there, who are some players that like, yo, chill, like you shouldn't be out there? I think first guy that comes to mind to me, I told you, was Keegan Murray. What are you doing? You won MVP last year. Like you won the Summer League MVP last year. You literally came back to work on your dribble package in game. You're a freak and you're weird. Killing all these kids' dreams.
The one person I think Tari Eason should have played for the Rockets, Jabari Smith chill, because he showed when he wanted to turn it on that he's a number 2, like a number 1 pick overall. A number 2 pick. He showed that. So relax. Go home, brother. Go put on your.
You said James Wiseman can't guard me.
Yeah, James Wiseman should 100% be out there. He should have been good.
You know what I think is so tough?
Who?
Jalen Duran. I think he's gonna be a top 10 big man in the league very soon.
He's Dwight Howard all over again in 2023. He is.
The only reason he even is in Summer League is because the Pistons screwed him by like like playing Wiseman and Bagley over him. Like, no, these dudes are not better than
Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart's got a 4-year extension too.
Bro, Jalen Duran could be a top 10 big man.
Are the way to go
this year. He could be a top 10 big man this year.
Like center.
Yeah,
center.
I think it's a little early. It's a little early.
Yeah, I say we might be jumping the gun.
I think,
man,
but
these centers they get weak. They get weak. They get so weak at the bottom.
But like, I mean, all right. Well, Jokic, Embiid, Sabonis, Bam, Gobert,
Towns.
I'm just naming guys.
Towns.
We'll count him as a 4 because I'm gonna count AD as a 4. We'll count Cat as a 4. Ayton, Rob Will. Jakob Poeltl is definitely. I said Bam. Jakob Poeltl is.
Maybe Miles Turner. I would throw Miles Turner.
Miles Turner.
I'll take Duran over Vucevic today.
Yeah, Vucevic is horrible
today.
How about Marcus Hall?
Marcus Hall better not be playing basketball still. He better not.
Yeah, bro. Ain't no
way.
Older than
Powell.
He was dope for the. Hey, he was dope for the 2021 Lakers though. He was dope.
I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it.
How you feel about Steven Adams though?
Great screen setter. Good guy.
He's a very free spirit.
He may be Aquaman.
A great guy. I don't know though. Like,
how about Boban
Jonas Valanciunas?
Nurkic. What about Nurkic? I forgot.
What about Nurkic?
I forgot he was in the NBA. I did forget.
Well, how do you feel about B-Ball Paul?
They matched the offer too, so now you have 7 centers on the roster. Good lord!
Nah, bro,
it's just like the process.
B-Ball is a 4, and we know, Trez is not a center.
Yeah, Trez
ain't a basketball player.
He's still in
prison
right
ball.
Now.
Bro, he doesn't do anything good. I think you would probably be more beneficial to an NBA roster.
He really doesn't. I have no clue how he won a 6th Man of the Year, or was like a candidate for one, bro.
Yeah, I think at least you would like be good at like shooting or like driving. He doesn't do anything. He's not athletic. He can't play defense. Like, what are you doing?
Oh my god.
Well, I'll tell you the one thing Montrez does good. When he does dunk, He pulls the rim really hard. It doesn't mean
Bro, hard
anything,
as
but he
shit.
does it. But he does.
He
You know
said,
what he
we're
does
talking
do?
about Montrezl Harrell. He can't play.
Montrezl Harrell
so weak.
will like truck somebody. I feel like if you need to play defense, he'll just like throw a shoulder into somebody and truck him.
Maybe the Seahawks should sign Trez to the D line. Maybe
D
that'll help.
line, bro. 6'6"
Nah,
D lineman, 280.
Trez at nose tackle is crazy. I am not gonna lie to you. But I mean, we essentially got all the summer league stuff out the way. It sucks that Amon Thompson and Scoot could only play one game, but they were awesome. It was really like peak hoops when they were playing.
Oh, one more thing about Summer League, Tom, before we move on.
Go ahead.
My boy Shaden Sharp had one of the generational stinkiest performances the other day when he played. And I do want to say, everyone who heard me on this show here say Shaden Sharp was good, don't think I'm lying. That was just a mirage. Tonight he plays again. Hopefully he redeems himself. But the man started 0 for 11, and it was really bad. I was watching it myself. But he did show that he can do other things besides score. He was doing some playmaking, doing some rebounding. Like I said, that's what Summer League is always for. They just try to like put players in a couple positions. Like if you watch Amon for the Rockets, like he's doing a lot of like ball handling, but also too, he's picking up full court, like doing a lot of that, picking up the point guard, even though he wasn't playing point sometimes. So yeah.
All right, man. I agree with you on all that. I honestly thought it'd be man, Shaden, you too good for Summer League, but hey, you can't leave until you get your redemption. But we're going to take the Skyline segment. We have a little 4-man tournament. 1v1 tournament. The style of play, it is 1v1, 3 dribble limit, and first to 7, all ones. So our first matchup, so essentially on the left side of the bracket, is Paul George versus Tracy McGrady. Whoever wants to take the floor, state who you think would win and why.
Give me T-Mac. I think he can score in a fucking phone booth.
That's honestly very good reasoning. And that's going to be it for like a lot of these dudes. Chris, who are you rolling with? Because I know the Paul George, T-Mac, Melo thing was trending on Twitter. I wanted to see what you think.
That's my speed too. I love that game. Me and my homies play 3 dribbles all the time. And that's going to lean into why my answer is my answer. I'm picking Tracy McGrady 100%. And this is the reason why. Tracy McGrady is one of the most in NBA history, no matter what accolades you put up there, without a live dribble in scoring and be able to score in space. I think Danny said scoring his phone booth. Like he's able to score in space so easy, so quickly. Those 3 dribbles are like 12 to him. This with Paul George. Paul George is more of like Kyrie, like an ISO more score. He has to like rhythm dribble to kind of get into where he needs to go. He's tall enough to shoot over people, but I think T-Mac's just more comfortable in that space. And Paul George is a really good defender, but I think T-Mac just 3 dribbles is just it's like food for him. So I think T-Mac wins that. I think like 7-4. 7-4.
Danny will tell y'all, yo, we call it like sunshine is a 1-on-1-to-1. It's king of the court essentially. Yo, 3 dribbles, I'll never lose. Never. I'm just gonna get right to that low post, left low post. I'm either putting that thing high off the glass with the lefty, or we're heading to this little Kobe Bryant fadeaway, and that thing's gonna be cash off the glass. So yeah,
Tony
Danny
Perez
knows.
Danny
knows.
He's
Nobody can hold
5'8" Luka Doncic.
He knows. Nobody can hold me. I'm gonna have to agree with y'all there. Just for the setting of the game, and honestly, in general, T-Mac is just hard to hold, bro. Like he's so twitchy and like honestly at some points it feels like T-Mac is like a folklore, like he's fake the way people talk about him, but like he is one of the best scorers of all time. Now on the right side of the bracket we have Kevin Durant versus Carmelo Anthony. I'm gonna go first since I made y'all go first last time. I'm going with Kevin Durant, and it's hard, maybe it's not, but they kind of score the basketball the same way. One of these motherfuckers are 7 foot. So I'm going to go KD. I think his ability to, even if he can't get to the spot he wants, he's the ability to rise up over Melo. And spoiler, that may be why he could beat anybody ever in a 1v1. But yeah, I got KD. We can go to Chris, then Danny to wrap up the right side of the bracket.
I was hoping the guy that Carmelo was on the other side of the bracket. God damn it. But I mean, He's 7 foot, man. He can do everything without dribbling, with dribble. I don't know a person in the NBA history who's a better one-on-one scorer than Kevin Durant. So it's hard for me to pick anybody against him. But if there is a person I'd give a chance to, it would be Carmelo Anthony, because 3 dribbles is all he needs to get from mid post to bully ball. Then you're in trouble, especially if you're Kevin Durant, being as frail as he is. But I'm a person who really thinks Kevin Durant could make 7 little mid ranges over anybody because he can't see you jumping because he's 7 foot. So Kevin Durant, unfortunately. Sorry, Melo.
So does that is that's I was gonna say, does that play spoiler? Would KD beat T-Mac for the same reasons?
For me, yeah, it's difficult. Yeah. It's difficult because everything T-Mac can do, Kevin can do it. But 4 or 5 inches taller, it's unreal. It's unreal when you really look at him as a basketball player. Like, if you ever watch this dude against not regular players, like the people who guard him, he really does not see them. Like, the dribbling he does just for shits and giggles. Like, he doesn't see his people. He just shoots over him just because he's different, man. That's my pick. Sorry to spoil it.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm taking Melo, and it's because they're gonna be playing tweets on the board behind KD, and KD gonna be scared because he's gonna think he has to respond on the burner or something.
Trust me, Kevin Durant is not scared, bro. He
say on the threads, come find him. That's what he says.
I know he's on the thread, come find him. But I'm taking T-Mac on the left side too to win it all. If I could have a wild, I'm gonna add something in. We all can take a wild card who we think would beat all of them. I'm taking Kobe Bryant.
No. Guards are next week, Danny. Guards are next week. Plus, Kevin Durant will bust that ass. But
Kobe's
yes, he would. Yes, he would. He's busting that ass. I promise you, bro.
I hope the bracket ends up Kyrie Kobe. That'd be
Kyrie or Kobe is crazy.
No, I would love that. I think Kobe wins, but it would be beautiful to watch.
Yeah, we gonna pick 4. I'm gonna pick 4 guards next week. Line it up right, but. That is everything we got for y'all today. NFC West Summer League 1v1. The winner next week is going to play KD this week, or because KD won this week. But again, if y'all are new to the channel or the podcast, like, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're on podcast platform, download the episode, like the episode, leave a 5-star rating, and vice versa. Go on over to the YouTube, leave a like and subscribe. We try to get the 200 subs. We've been at a little bit of a stalemate, but nonetheless, from AP New Freezer, Culture 2 by Migos, and DC Comics, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Take away with.